Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here. All right, so today I'm going to be doing a full in-depth
もう
review
誰にも
on
悲しい思いは
Majin
させたくな
Fina,
いんだ。
who I went over her kit with a friend of mine, Dreamt. He's in my guild. He's planning on pulling for her. And first look after I went through her entire kit, because we were trying to see if he was going to pull for her or not. I think that in terms of tier ranking, she's essentially going to be like the Astrius of mages coming out. I think that, and I'm going to go through
大丈夫だ。
her entire
クリス
kit
タ
with
ル
you
の光
guys
は
on War of the
私たちと
Visions
共にある。
calculator. But my heads up review is that I think that as of this moment, I would say that Astrius is the most well-rounded and best character in the entire game. So I think that she's just a hair under him in terms of full kit viability and what she brings to the table. But I think that
もう
that
誰に
being
も
said,
悲しい思いは
Astrius is
させたくな
insane.
いん
So
だ。
being just a sliver of a hair under insane is still, well, rather insane. All right, so jumping in here to the notices, I am going to point out that, let's see here. All right. And I'm going to be going over her moves and stuff on the War of the Visions calculator. So I'm not going to go over stuff right here. But one thing I am going to point out, whoops,
相棒、
is that her
私は
card
マス
is
ターに
coming
近
out
づ
at
け
the
ているだ
exact
ろう
same
か。
time. Normally it's a week after. But one important thing to note on her card, and her card right here is going to have magic attack up 50% for dark, dexterity up 18%, and missile attack resist up 20. I believe it's area attack resist up 10 and spirit piercing rate up 10 for limited. And it looks
もう
like
誰
the
にも
global
悲しい思いはさせた
exclusive,
く
because
ない
this
んだ。
card is already phenomenal. Honestly, missile was kind of one of her weak points. So the fact that the card compensates one of her weaknesses is huge. And it looks like she is going to get some limited bestowed effects as well, which is going to be magic up. And she's already an insanely strong, like she's going to break 2k magic without a doubt. I'd say that there's going to be some people in the game that can get her to like
大丈夫だ。
2,200 magic if they have all the right stuff. Plus, she gets extra attack ability activation time reduction. And her kit is absolutely loaded with attack ability activation time reduction. So she's going to basically be like a calculator unit, but with 2,200 magic and insane magic resist. So just going to be an insanely good unit. All right, so that being said, I'm going to head over to War of the Visions calculator and we'll go from there. Ahoy. All right, so continuing over into the War of the Visions calculator, we're going to be going through Dark Fina in depth and why I think she's going to be an insanely good unit. Starting off, Dark Fina is a 100 cost non-limited character with 3 move, 1 jump. Her main job is Sorcerer of Hess, sub-job is Scholar, and her other sub-job is Devout. She can use rods, armors are hat cloth, and accessory. And going over here, I'm going to be looking at her TMR. It's an accessory with 288 HP, 6 spirit, 7 agility, and 8 accuracy. And going down into the effect right here, it increases magic attack resistance by 40 for 3 turns. Okay, so that's fantastic. It decreases non-attack skill activation time by 350 for 4 turns, along with decreasing attack skill activation time. It has a 24 TP cost and 2 casts, so this is going to be great for Guild War. She's going to be able to use this at the beginning of her first fight and the beginning of her second fight, therefore getting an extra 40 magic attack resistance penetration. Her master ability is going to give HP 10% for the party, 15 dark attack for the party. It's going to give her another 20 magic attack resistance penetration. So that's 40 right off the bat just here, plus an extra 10% magic for self. Okay, going into her stats. All right, I'm just going to go down here to the bottom where it shows her max stats right here. Okay, so these are her max stats. At 120 EX, she's going to have 3,298 HP, which, to be honest, is pretty solid for a mage. Her AP is at 173. Her attack is low. Defense, natural 6, so that's pretty dang good. A lot of these units that are like glass cannons like this, and she's like definitely burlier canon, start off with defense 0, spirit 0. And the fact that she's actually starting with 6 defense as opposed to high spirit, because Fina is kind of like Helena on steroids. Helena could be built for absolute magic resistance, and Fina is the exact same way. You guys will see that at the end of this video, I actually show a mock build of Fina, and she can be built extremely magic resistant. So the fact that she gets an extra 6 defense here kind of helps her out a lot, because physical is going to be her kind of weak point there. But then physical units that can't get close to her, because she's going to just be dropping nuclear bombs on characters from a distance. And it's going to be hard to kind of get in. Gunners, archers, people that are going to be, characters that are going to be able to hit her from afar are definitely going to have an advantage. But the fact that she gets 20% missile resistance penetration on, or 20% missile resistance on her VC kind of like just further supports all the facets that make her a strong unit. One of the reasons why Astrius is so good is because he's extremely well-rounded. He has great stats. He has re-raise removal. He has barrier removal. He has 2 casts of courage. He has a limit break that adds a secondary hit that's a non-elemental hit to the next 3 attacks he does. He has plenty of slash attack resist penetration, defense penetration. He has a buff that gives him HP recovery on hits that scales to damage. So he's getting healed by 1/4 to 1/3 of his HP every time he damages you. So he has guaranteed hit built into his kit. He has sniper as a sub job, so he has range height built into that. He has a great counter. He has great passives. Everything you see, he's well-rounded. Fina is very much the same way. So we're going to get into it. So if we're looking at the stats right here, we want to compare this to Helena. One thing I want to look at here before I go over to Helena is the magic. Her magic's base stat is 657. And if we go over here to Helena, right, I'm going to go down to Helena's magic, and Helena I can already get Helena to 1800 magic, is only 519. So Fina has 140 more base magic, and base magic is what is getting multiplied by VCs, equipment, etc. So if you can get Helena to 1800, Fina with almost a quarter more, or a little bit less than a quarter more total magic is going to, if you had nearly a quarter of 1800, you're looking at roughly 400. So yeah, around 2200 total. So she's going to be absolutely insane. Going back here to Fina, looking at her agility, it's fast. It's not the fastest, but it's definitely quick. Base 62 is really good. I think even in the upper 50s, you can make it work. Dexterity 242 is great. Luck 249 is great. Her resistances are 15% natural to slash. She does have a minus 10% resist to pierce. So Oberon is going to be able to do damage. Dragoons are going to be able to do damage. She's got 10% missile resistance, so that'll be great with her card. That's natural 30. And she's got 10% magic resistance here too. Looks like she has a 10% resistance to blind. I think that's blind. 50% resistance to charm, which is awesome, and a 50% natural resistance to stop. So off the bat, her stats are, I would say, pretty much S tier stats. Okay, so going into her actual kit here, let's go down here. We're going to start in the passives. Her first passive is, I can't read the kanji, something human, no something, but it increases spirit penetration by 40. Okay, so she already had 60 magic attack resist penetration from the start. This is another 40 for spirit. She's going to get 24 spirit right here, and then 12% agility. So this one you're going to be running every single time. Then she also has increased defense 12 for self and increased accuracy 20. A great thing to have depending on the circumstance for PvE or PvP. She also has increased defense by 15 for self, increased spirit by 15 for self. So this is almost a 40 spirit buff if you stack these two. but this decreases her magic attack by 20 for self at max level, not bad. And then also right here we have decreased non-attack skill activation time and attack skill activation time by 200. So stacked with the TMR, if you use this is going to be 550. I mean, minus 550. Pretty crazy. And you'll see that she has this buff all over the place in her kit. Okay, so going down into her actual counters, here we have a chance to counter all damage by 30%. Right here under the magic icon, it shows a preemptive strike. So it's kind of like prescient advantage by Astrius. So this will go off before she gets hit. If we look at the range right here, it does have 3 range with a range height of 2. Okay, going back, let's see, we have a regular counter. No one's going to use that. And then we also have damage distribution. Chance to counter all damage by 20%. And increase HP by 120 times. Helena has this counter. I use it all the time. It's great. Also, Halloween Little Leela has this counter. A bunch of people have this damage distribution counter. It's a good one. Let's see. Sosari Sphere. It looks like these are the upgrade skills. Okay, first ability is Comet. It deals 185% damage. It has 5 casts, costs 15 AP, has range height of 2 and range 4, so that's not bad. Going into her second ability, this is a strange one that ends with Revoke. Something Revoke. Increase magic attack by 25 for 3 turns for self. Nullify Confusion, Nullify Stun, Nullify Berserk. I would say that this is definitely going to be a PvE ability, something that has its niche moments, but you're not going to have on. I believe that Dark Fina has 8 different buffs spread throughout her kit. Most maps allow you to get off 2, sometimes 3, but 3 for like melee units that have low range. For a caster with big range, which she does have, I would say that 95% of the time you're never going to get off 3 buffs. So out of the 8 to choose from, you're going to have to choose 2, and one of those is likely going to be the TMR, which means out of all 8 buffs in her kit, you're only going to get to choose 1. So we're going to try and figure out what that 1 might be. Okay, here we go. Her second ability is called Dystopia. It has a 185% damage rate and a 25% chance to inflict stop for 30 clock ticks for targets. It does have a plus shape AoE with a max range of 5 and a range height of 2, looking pretty good with 3 casts. This is probably going to be the buff you want to use. I don't know, we'll see as we go down. This increases magic by 40% for 3 turns for allies. So if you're running her with Helena, this is going to be fantastic. This also increases spirit by 20 for 3 turns for all allies in that plus range. It also increases light resistance by 20, dark resistance by 20, and spirit penetration by 20. I think that for me, I would choose this and the TMR as my 2 buffs, and then maybe have 1 more on just in case she gets it off. It does look like it has 3 casts. Let's see, is this casts? Yeah, it does have 3 casts. This is a phenomenal buff. It's like, I remember in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, like, as the years went on and the abilities started getting so much more gnarly, I feel like we're finally starting to get to that point in War of the Visions where, like, they get a buff and it's like 6 pages long of what it does. But anyway, okay, so this one, I'm not exactly sure if I'm correct on this, but it says Dispel Runic Shield for target. If this does what I think it does, which is Dispel Celis's Runic Blade Plus, that would be absolutely insane, because that would prevent Celis from blocking 2 of her moves that aren't her limit break. And if that's true, she just took out the only frickin' thing that was gonna stand in her way, essentially, right? I mean, we have Rain, we have Agrius coming, but if this truly dispels Celis's Runic Blade Plus, that is absolutely insane. With 165% damage mod, and when it gets upgraded right here with it in its EX upgrade, it's going to decrease single target resistance by 30 for 3 turns. So it's going to debuff the tank. This is insane. do 165% damage, and give her a plus 30% hit chance. It is single target, 1, 2, 3, 4 range, so she is going to have to be relatively close. So there's a chance that she's not going to get this off first. She'll probably launch with the limit break, but since it's a limit break, she's going to hit Celis with that anyway. Absolutely insane. And the icing on the cake, the last ability in her main job kit is a 200% chance to auto revive. So essentially she will cast re-raise on herself and increase her AoE resistance by 40 for 3 turns, but only when her HP is above 70%. But a 40% AoE resistance, and this re-raise buff can be cast twice. Like, beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, so let's see. Going down into her main job as a sub job, which I don't think that this one will not be used very often, I would say. The first one is Shizuke, 25% chance to inflict paralyze, or 80% chance of paralysis for 3 turns. It looks like this is a TP ability, and a 10% chance to inflict petrify for 1 turn. Okay, so maybe like very niche things. And then we have Dark Ga, 185% modifier with a plus-shaped AoE at a total range of 5 with a range height of 2. So not bad, pretty good. But there are better things out here. Going into Scholar as her first sub job, she has another buff. This one increases defense by 15 for 3 turns. So like, as you can see, you can kind of lean her defense. She does have the capability to be both defensively tanky and magic tanky. Or you can run her exclusively magic resistance and she will be insane. So this buff right here increases defense by 15 for 3 turns. It increases her defense debuff resistance by 100 for 3 turns, and increases debuff resistance for all elements resistance by 100. So she can't be imperiled with this buff, which is freaking phenomenal. Here we have just a small ability, single target cast, 141% damage. We have another buff right here that restores her cast time or cooldown 300 for 1 turn start for self, which is similar to like Ildira's limit break, I believe, along with, again, decreasing her non-attack and attack skill activation time by 350. So this is the same buff as the TMR. Really crazy. This one is interesting. You might be able to use this to get off more buffs at the beginning if you weren't using the TMR. But I feel like the TMR is, with 2 casts on it, I feel like it is a go-to almost all the time. Okay, going into the last of her abilities, here we have a something attack, damage 185%, decreases attack by 43% for 3 turns per target. And lastly, and this ability is freaking amazing, this one is a massive AoE. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 range with, it's a huge diamond. It's basically like Helena's limit break, but it absorbs 30% of the damage done. So if there's 3 people standing in that AoE, she's going to absorb 30% of the total damage that's done to those people in that AoE, which is absolutely freaking insane. Now, I mean, this is an incredible skill. This is one of the best skills in her entire kit. So I feel like most of the time people will probably be running Scholar. Wow, honestly. And only a 30 AP cost with 185% damage mod. Literally crazy. Okay, going into her last sub job, we have Devout. First is a buff, another buff. Increases dark attack by 30 for 3 turns for an ally. It also increases debuff resistance by 30 for 3 turns for an ally. And then once again, decreases her non-attack and attack skill activation time by 300 for 4 turns for self. This is going to be kind of like a support sub-job for heals if you want to run her as a backup healer. There's always a case in which this is viable, and it's just awesome that she has it in the kit. I think that one of the reasons my friend Drems is super stoked on this character is because he's a very, very in-depth player, and he likes characters with a vast assortment of ways that they can be built. And so not every character has that complexity. And with Fina, there's so many different ways you can run her that if you master her as a character and you can bring out her latent potential in each of the circumstances she's in, she's just going to be super fun. So she sounds amazingly fun. She also has a single target Cura. Restore HP 120 times. She also has another buff, increase AoE resistance by 20 for 3 turns for self, increase slash resistance by 20 for 3 turns for self. So if you wanted to run her more defense focused, physical defense focused, this is good to have. She has Kirara, which is an AoE plus shaped with a 5 total range, with a range height of 2, heal, kind of like Arithmetician. And then she has another buff right here. This is actually a fantastic one, kind of reminiscent of Resnick. It's a single target heal that buffs agility by 25% for 3 turns for an ally, increases their magic by 40% for 3 turns, increases their attack by 40% for 3 turns, and heals them with a mod of 210 times. So Resnick has these kind of abilities where she can heal and they get buffs and there's bonuses for it. It's awesome. It's like she has the best of all worlds here. So honestly, 2 great sub jobs with completely different viability for exactly what you want to do. Going into her limit break right here, it is 4 range, single target, 58 AP. It has a 200% damage mod. It dispels all buffs for target. It dispels haste for the target. It dispels physical damage increase buff for target, and dispels magic damage increase buff for target. So freaking awesome. Just all around incredible kit. Yeah, so just going to go into her skill tree real quick to show you that her last bonus is magic, which is going to increase her magic even more at the end of the day. And lastly, I'm going to go into a build that I made for her. So her HP is at, and this is just with equipment and personal VCs, so no master ability stacks or anything like that. But she's sitting at 6,713 HP. She has 21 innate defense, 1,748 magic. Freaking awesome. 66 spirit, like a full-blown magic tank. She has 98 agility, and this is with Helena's card in her sub VC slot. So if you run her with Helena, obviously Helena will have her card in her main VC slot, so she's going to easily break 100. She's got 398 dex, 353 luck. Going into her resistances right here, she's got 5 across the board on elemental, except -5 to light, which is great. She's got 22 slash resist, -10 pierce, 37 missile, not including her, this is including her card. She's got 17 magic resist, which could be raised depending on how you want to build her. 15 innate slash to dark resist, it looks like. Oh no, that's dark attack. 15 dark attack, and it looks like minus 10% dark attack for some reason. 41 accuracy, she's got 25 critical hit rate, spirit penetration 70, magic attack resist penetration 30, and this is not including all the buffs she's gonna get. So she's getting close to, she's basically hitting 100 magic attack resistance penetration with her buffs. Her spirit penetration is gonna also hit around 90. So you're looking at like almost 100 magic attack resist penetration and 90 spirit attack penetration. Insane. She's got 11 evade, 19 crit evade, human killer 25 because I'm running her with Bahamut, AoE resist 10, attack activation time -200 built into her trust stones, which I'll show you down below. Okay, so I'm running her, doesn't really matter here. Let's see, going into her, this is her weapon. It's called Doom Twilight, Doom Twilight. At level 50, I chose magic as the +5 stat. It's got 108 HP, 6 attack, 183 magic, 4 accuracy, and 4 critical hit rate that I didn't put in there, so that would be added. Going back to equipment, oh, whoops, I don't want to do that. I put on the Galmia coat, which has increased magic 30% for self, which is going to be a great one for her. It's also quite tanky here. It has 483 HP, 4 defense, which wasn't on there, so she'd have 25 defense and 66 spirit. It has 18 spirit, 0 agility, and 4 accuracy. And then her TMR right here has 288 HP, 6 spirit, 7 agility, 8 accuracy. It has this amazing buff built into it. And the Trust Stone setup that I built is HP set bonus on the left, magic set bonus on the right, plus 10% HP, plus 10% luck, 7% magic resist and missile resist, along with 25% silence resistance and 7% slash resist. On the right, I gave her minus 200 attack skill activation time, plus 20% magic, plus 10 spirit penetration, plus 10 magic attack resist penetration, plus 10 magic attack, and plus 10 critical damage. So just absolutely insane, building her to be tanky and also hit super hard. Giving her the Bahamut Esper. I built it with, accuracy and complete critical hit rate, along with going all the way through the magic nodes for all the extra magic, and then all the way through the human killer as well. But you could also go increase magic attack, you could also go increase magic resistance. Bahamut will be good, Valifor will be good. Other than that, I haven't thought too much more into it. The passives, I think we chose the one, I think the passives are obvious back when we were going through it. The counter is damage distribution. And yeah, all in all, just an absolutely phenomenal character. And I would say that right now, everyone's kind of wondering, is Summer Helena going to come to Global? And I would say that Dark Fina can be built as a extreme counter to Summer Helena. So although Summer Helena is going to come out and she's going to essentially just eat Astrius alive, there's not much he can do about her. But Fina can be built to be extremely magic resistant, and she's just going to hit like a freaking tank. So all in all, I would say that if Astrius is a 9.9 unit, like I would give Astrius a 99 rating out of 100. I would say that Dark Fina is currently a 98 rating out of 100. She is missing guaranteed hit in her kit, so evade will pose somewhat of a problem for her. But she does have a plus 30% hit chance in her main kit, and Helena does have guaranteed hit, plus Dark Leela and Joker are incredibly accurate characters, along with having guaranteed hit in Joker's kit, along with plus 30% hit chance in Leela's kit. So it's not like she's not supported by characters that can take care of that. So all in all, I would give Dark Fina a 98 out of 100. If you are a mono Dark user and you run Dark, she is definitely going to be a unit to go for. If you're kind of spread out across the board, like I'm currently spread out across the board, I'm actually going to pass on Dark Fina. I think she's really awesome, but she's not limited, which means I'll eventually get her. And I'm a little bit low on Viz right now from going for Conqueror in Arena, which I did manage to hit rank 1. Freaking awesome. I'm going to be uploading some videos from Friday night, Saturday night, and also a video of actually winning the 7-day war on Sunday night. Please let me know, actually, because I recorded the last 30 minutes of Sunday night for the win, but I didn't record my voice. It was too crazy. So I was either going to just upload the video with cool music or upload it with a voiceover where I'm actually explaining what's happening. So please let me know what you guys would rather see, whether it's a voiceover or just with music in the video for winning Conqueror. And yeah, For all of you guys that are planning on pulling Dark Fina, I wish you guys the best of luck. I think her card is a must-have for her. She's going to be absolutely insane for all of you guys with Helena. But for everybody who doesn't want to pull her and is kind of curious about how to defend from her, as of right now, I have a couple different ideas, but as soon as she comes out, I'll be starting to make some videos for Dark Fina counters. But to be honest, like, one of the reasons I give her such a high rating, 98 out of 100, is that off the top of my head, I can't quickly think of something that's going to counter her. Immediately, you want to think Celis, but if really that move in her main job eliminates Runic Blade, then this is going to be a tough battle to take her down. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope it was all right. I know it's a little bit finicky on the phone, but I did my best. The best of luck for pulling. It's going to be an amazing unit when you get her. And that being said, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Take care and peace.